The Lord is saying, I'm going to go and return to my place till y'all acknowledge that y'all a bunch of fools down there, doing everything I told you not to do. The Lord said, I'm going to go and return to my place until you acknowledge your offense. A lot of our people reject the knowledge. And like I just told her, I went over a law with her, right? I went over the law with her about men not supposed to wear dresses and women not supposed to wear pants. She rejected that.
I did not.
You didn't tell me you were going to go home and take off them pants.
I just put it in the dryer.
What that mean, bro? The Lord said, because you have rejected his knowledge, read.
I will also reject thee.
The Lord said, I'm going to reject you too. So watch this, it gets even worse. Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
We're going to be a bunch of African Americans. We're going to be a bunch of Negro. We're going to be a bunch of colored folk.
Saying, thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
Because you forgot his law. Now you want to wear pants. Now you want to put pink hair in your head. I'm telling you, that's your superpower. It ain't your mouth. It ain't your mouth flapping your lips and your gums. Your superpower is your femininity. Your superpower is dressing. Am I right, my brothers? All right. Yo, my brother, since don't go nowhere, but I don't want my brother to go. What you got, man? You know who you are according to the Bible? You know who you are according to the Bible?
What is it? Like I said,
Do you know your nationality according to the Bible?
I know I'm Judah.
You know you from the tribe. How you know that?
Not just about looking at that, but you know what I'm saying. Just over the years, you know what I'm saying. Just me knowing my knowledge and everything. If I say about me, just knowing about my nationality and my.
Well, help me out. Tell me what you know, because I'm thinking if you and me were on the same page, you'd be on this side. So there might be a little bit of difference between your knowledge and my knowledge. So I want to find that line so we can maybe, come together.
The most I know about the tribe of Judah is they're mostly black, basically mostly black Africans from Africa. Basically slave trade.
Right.
My brother had told me was that we came from Guyana, from Congo, from Guyana.
Oh, you talking about Israel's wives,
Yes,
Guyana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It goes a lot deeper than that, right? And like I was explaining to the sister, what did I tell you about being an Israelite?
Like a descendant from Adam, his children.
That God chose
us
to be
these people
above all his chosen people. And what comes with that is that something is required of us. See what I'm saying? You don't just get to say, I'm an Israelite and keep on living your life. Because now that you know you're an Israelite, there's something that the Lord requires of you. Give me Hosea 5:15. I want to show you something. Because we went off into sin, idolatry, so deep that the Lord say, even though I chose y'all doing the most. Y'all doing the most. He said, I'm gonna let the Bible tell you. Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
This is the Lord speaking through the prophet Hosea. The Lord is saying, I'm going to go and return to my place. Read.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
Until y'all acknowledge that y'all a bunch of fools down there, doing everything I told you not to do. The Lord said, I'm going to go and return to my place until you acknowledge your offense. Read.
And seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
He said, when you getting your butt whooped, when you getting shot down in the streets, when you're being the last hired and the first fired, when all these things are happening to you, then you're going to seek my face.
Yeah.
But right now, y'all doing too much. Y'all out here, matter of fact, give me stay in that Hosea. Give me Hosea 4 and 6. Because we think that we can escape these curses. I went over a few of the curses with her. You know about the curses? You don't know about the curses? Okay. I went over a few with sister here about the curses of what the Lord said would happen to us for not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, right? And God gave those laws, statutes, and commandments only to these 12 tribes right here. He didn't give them to everybody. So you can't compare what's happening to you in your life to what's happening to a Chinese man, or a Japanese man, or a white man, or an Arab man. You can't compare it because God entered into his covenant with your ancestors. And you don't get out of it by saying, that don't apply to me, that was way back then. No, you ever heard, not like I mentioned this to you earlier, you ever heard of these gang members make this blood in, blood out covenant? You can't get out of that thing without doing what? You gotta shed blood, right? Somebody's blood got to be shed. That's what's happening here. God is saying, look, I entered into this covenant with the children of Israel. It's a generational thing. Watch this. Read Hosea 4 and 6, right? Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
My people. Who's my people? Who's God's people? The Israelites. He's saying, y'all, us, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Like you didn't know really nothing about, well, you knew that you was from the tribe of Judah, but you didn't understand these other things I'm bringing out about God entering into a covenant with us and all that stuff. That's that lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah,
Read.
Yeah.
Read.
Because thou have rejected knowledge.
And a lot of our people reject the knowledge. And like I just told her, I went over a law with her, right? I went over the law with her about men not supposed to wear dresses and women not supposed to wear pants. She rejected them.
I did not.
You didn't tell me you was gonna go home and take off them pants.
I just told you my clothes was in the dryer.
What that mean, bro? She rejected knowledge, right?
This is the
So,
only
all
thing I
right,
had to put on, man.
Because thou have rejected knowledge,
Say, Lord said, because you have rejected his knowledge, read.
I will also reject thee.
Lord said, I'm going to reject you too. It's the same thing I read in the book of Revelation to you where it said, nothing shall enter into the kingdom of heaven that maketh an abomination. He's saying the same thing here, just in another way. Because you rejected my knowledge, I'm going to reject you. But watch this, it gets even worse. Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
We were supposed to be the priest to the whole world. We were supposed to be a kingdom. The Israelites were supposed to be a kingdom of kings and priests. So the Lord says, since we rejected the knowledge of his laws, he's going to reject us and we will no longer be a kingdom of priests. We're going to be a bunch of African Americans. We're going to be a bunch of Negroes. We're going to be a bunch of colored folk.
Yeah.
Read.
Seeing thou have forgotten the law of thy God.
Because you forgot his law. Now you want to wear pants. Now you want to put pink hair in your head. Read.
I will also forget thy children.
You hear what he just said? I will also forget your children. It's a generational curse. Because you reject, that's what the Bible say. I'm not making this up.
No, I know.
He reading this out the Bible.
I
We
know.
can't reject God's laws and think there's not going to be a consequence. Right? We can't do it. We walk around here thinking, oh, I know I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And you keep doing the same dumb shit. What's the difference between you and somebody else that don't know? Nothing. Yeah. Y'all both. You rejected knowledge, they have a lack of knowledge. You both gonna end up in the same place. But y'all are up on it now. At least you are, sis. I know you've been here long enough, and you really got a humble spirit. I like your spirit, I think, but I just don't know. I can still see some rebelliousness in you. I can see some Give me that in some rock about a silent and loving, right? Because I think you got some. I think you got some fussing in you. I can see that. I think you can push a. I think you can push a button. I may be wrong, but I think you can push a button. I heard it. You know what I want?
Yes, sir.
All right, read this for me, because this is what the Bible. And then we might get 1 Timothy for it too. But I want to read this for you as well. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
That's a gift to a man. A silent and loving woman, that's a gift to a man. But if I got to come home and hear, the bills ain't been paid, the bills ain't paid, you ain't helping with the kids, yada. How come you didn't bring me some? If that's not a gift, that's a curse. So I'm trying to help you out, sis. I'm trying to help you out here, right? Because I see something here that I think you got, like I said, I keep saying you got a good spirit, but you got to humble down and really accept the word of God. Give me, let's go to 1 Timothy. I'm gonna give you this. So when you go home, you have some things to meditate on, all right? You have some things to meditate on. Okay, because this goes into the same thing about the pants, right? The Bible touches on it in a different way, right? But it's basically saying the same thing, right? The reason why the Lord don't want you in those pants. Read.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. And like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
It says in like manner also that the woman adorn themselves in modest apparel. You know what modest apparel is?
I like modest clothes.
Well,
I like
do you know what modest apparel is?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you do.
I do.
Are you modest right now?
I'm not.
Okay, well maybe you do. Let me just give you a little bit of a guideline to go on, right? If you walk outside the house and a man can see all your curves, that's immodest. That's supposed to be for your husband. I know y'all got all the shapely curves and you want to make sure everybody see it, but you know what that's going to attract? What's going to attract, my brother? Other men, right? And what are they trying to do? They're trying to hit it, right? That's all they want. They ain't looking for no wife. I don't want a woman that every time I turn around, another man is looking at her. I don't want that. That's a headache. See, y'all don't understand that when men have a confrontation, there's a low-level threat always of violence. It can always end badly, right? Between two men. But when you're bringing that kind of attention into my world, now I got to think about defending you. I can't be comfortable. So if you're going to go out, dress modest. I guarantee my wife wears a dress wherever we go. I mean, of course that's the law. She's not supposed to wear pants, right? I ain't teaching you nothing. It ain't making sure I'm doing it at the house, right? You know, she gets so many compliments when we go out. Everybody always compliment her about her dressing. Oh, you look so nice. You look so nice. I'm telling you, that's your superpower. If y'all have a superpower, it ain't your mouth. It ain't your mouth flapping your lips and your gums. Your superpower is your femininity. Your superpower is dressing modest. Am I right, my brother? Yes, sir. All right, read on.
And like manner also, the woman adorn herself in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broady hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
That don't mean you can't wear some jewelry. You can wear jewelry. But sis, pink hair, they gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta go. That might help your husband out too. I'm telling you. That's just a little secret. I'm telling you, right? That's a little something from me to you, right there. Yeah, what else we got? Jump down to verse 11. I want to get to you, bro, but my sister here, I'm telling you, Esau. You know who Esau is? Who's Esau?
The goddess of goddess.
No. Come down here real quick. But I just want to show you who Esau is. So Esau, you remember I told you that Jacob's name was changed to Israel? So Jacob and Esau are fraternal twins. They were born of the same mother. They're fraternal twins, but the Bible tells us that Esau came out red and hairy all over.
Okay, so I just heard this, yes.
Right. So Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Esau is the forefather of the Edomites. The Edomites, who look like this, the so-called white people today, they are the Edomites. Now, all right, now I ain't gonna go into all that. There's a whole beautiful Bible story about that. So there's a lot more you need to learn about that, right? But I ain't gonna go into all of it, but what I wanted you to understand is that Esau, like we are the children of God, they are the children of the wicked. God put two different nations of people in the womb of Rebecca. He put two different nations of people in the womb of Rebecca. Children of God, children of the wicked. Now, my point was, these people now who control the earth, they want you to be wicked. That's why they keep telling you, sis. That's why they keep telling you, do as thou wilt. It's okay. Do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. You think that that's something good, but really it goes against what God said. God said, no, don't do what you want. Do what I'm telling you to do. Keep my law, statutes, and commandments. That's the free will. That's the only free will you have. You either gonna do what God say, or you gonna do what you want to do. That's the free choice. People say, well, why would God give us free choice? He really didn't. Well, he did. He does in a way. I give you the free will to either keep my laws or to go with the wicked and do what you want to do. Because that's the devil's creed. Did you know that? The devil's creed is, do as thy will. Right? So, I was going there for what? Okay, right. Because we still on you, we still on you, sis. And we still on you, and I'm going to tell you now, this is love. This is love because ain't too many men are going to tell you what I'm telling you. You know why they won't tell you that? Because they're looking at your courage. I got to tell her what she want to hear, man. I can't be telling her about the Bible. I got to tell her some other stuff. Am I right, my brother?
Oh, you ain't lying.
All right, now watch this, read.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence.
What you've been good about that. You have been very good about that. You've been sitting up here listening. But the Bible, that's another law. It said, let the woman learn in silence. Read.
With all suggestion.
Read.
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
Women shouldn't be trying to teach men. So you can't be, you got to be careful with how you try to instruct your husband. Trying to tell him what he ain't doing right now, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, this is going into biblical teaching, but look at that, see how she looking? I hit a nerve right there, boy. I hit a nerve right there. Read on.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
You're not supposed to be trying to run your husband like you the authority or nothing. I'm striking a nerve, boy. I'm striking a nerve, but I'm giving you something to meditate on when you go back home. Read on.
But to be in silence.
That word go again. But to be in silence.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.